After the opening ceremony, I plan to choose a course that can supplement my basic knowledge. In order to learn more magic to resist evil gods, I have made up my mind to constantly strive to learn. However, when the teacher started teaching, I found that I couldn't understand all the knowledge points the teacher was explaining. I suggested to the teacher that she set up after-school tutoring classes, and planned to have her tutor me on knowledge I had not learned before. After hearing my suggestion, the teacher suddenly fainted on the ground, just as I was about to help the unconscious teacher up from the ground. The princess and her assistant appeared in the classroom. The opening ceremony has ended. All the students left the auditorium one by one. Each student holds a course schedule distributed by the school staff in their hand. Moen also received this course schedule. As he walked forward, he silently said in his heart, "The opening ceremony has finally come to an end." The speeches given by the teachers of each department are quite concise. However, there are also too many subjects on the course schedule. Just the magic potion class has 7 or 8 teachers with different research directions. It can only be said that this is truly the best magic academy in the empire. While Moen was looking at the schedule very seriously, some newly enrolled girls were staring at him. They lifted their hands and gently covered their mouths, seeming surprised by this handsome guy with golden hair. However, it seems that Moen did not notice the gaze of these girls. After browsing the course schedule, he found that there were no courses on it that were suitable for his current level. This makes him feel a bit distressed. Unfortunately, these subjects are not suitable for me now. My top priority now is to quickly replenish my knowledge of magic. Let me see. A few electives for the 2nd grade that fit my schedule are. That's it. At this moment, among the many elective courses with complex names, Moen noticed one of the subjects. This elective course is Magic Fundamentals. Judging from the name of this elective course, it should be a course related to the basics of magic. At this moment, Eamon, who was following Moen, noticed the girls around him. He walked up to those girls and threatened them not to continue staring at Moen. After seeing Eamon's terrifying expression, these girls were startled and quickly left. Moen closed his eyes and elegantly folded the course schedule in his hand and put it in his pocket. It seems that he has already decided which elective course to choose. Since it's called Introduction to Magic Fundamentals, this course is definitely all about foundational content. Compared to Professor Pran's Magic Practical class, it is obviously more suitable for someone like me who is a beginner in magic. I choose it. My first lesson in magic, and the very first step in my magical journey. In 3 years, I will bring a completely different Moen Campbell to the world. Moen lifted his head and looked ahead with a determined gaze. At this moment, the wind gently brushed his hair, as if awakening the things he wanted to do buried in his heart. In order to learn more magic, he decided to study seriously in the next few years. He wants everyone to change their perception of him. After deciding on the courses to attend, Moen brought his textbook and backpack and went to the corresponding classroom in the teaching building for class. The weather today is very good, with sunlight shining on the teaching building of Santa Maria College, making it even more dazzling. However, when Moen arrived at the classroom, the content taught by Fran surprised him greatly. As long as the attributes between magic and magic are mutually dependent, The singing passage of the next magic can be followed immediately after the previous magic ends. This can not only increase the speed of casting magic, but also bring a slight enhancement in the power of magic. Therefore, when people cast spells, he stared blankly at the knowledge points on the blackboard and glanced at the textbook again. He found that he couldn't understand a single word of the knowledge points explained by Fran. Moen lowered his head and showed a shocked expression. He lifted his hand to cover his forehead and silently said in his heart, "What? Is this a magic foundation course? I know every word, but when they are strung together, I can't understand a single sentence. What is this talking about?" Fran continues to explain the knowledge to be taught in this lesson. Based on this foundation, today, we are going to talk about the basic knowledge of multi-stage continuous singing. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand to ask. Upon hearing what Fran said, Moen quickly raised his hand. "I have a question." Moen was full of many questions about the knowledge points explained by Fran. The teacher in charge of the Introduction to Magic Fundamentals course is a woman. She is a trainee teacher. Fran. Seeing that Moen had doubts, Fran smiled awkwardly at him. You're Moen Campbell, right?" Although Fran is a teacher, she knows what kind of evaluation Moen has on campus. He is the notorious bad playboy in the whole school. He never attended classes before. How did he come to my class? Just now, I was busy writing the lesson plan, and didn't even notice him under the podium. No wonder the students are so quiet and far apart. Fran noticed that the back row of the classroom was crowded with students. These students also know what kind of person Moen is. Seeing Moen sitting in the front row of the classroom, they all consciously found a seat in the back row. They all looked at Moen with a very disgusted expression, obviously disliking him sitting here. Fran felt very nervous about Moen's arrival. It's over now. He is the super demon king of the Campbell family. If I make him angry, my teaching career will be. She was worried that she might make Moen unhappy during the class. Moen seemed to notice that Fran didn't seem to react. He kindly asked her, "Miss Fran, are you okay?" Fran suddenly realized that Moen was calling her. She looked up at Moen and said to him with a nervous tone, I'm okay. Moen, what question do you want to ask?" Moen picked up the textbook and casually flipped through a few pages, only to find that the content taught by Fran was already the knowledge of the later parts of the textbook. He truthfully told her his problem. Why do we have to start learning from such a profound course as multi-stage continuous singing? This knowledge comes from over 100 pages of content in the book. What about the previous content? There are still many contents in the earlier parts of this book. Don't you teach them? Fran stammered in response to Moen's question. Moen, I have already taught the earlier parts in first grade. Fran's words were like a spell that instantly froze Moen in place. He didn't expect that all the knowledge in the first few parts of the textbook had already been taught to him in his first grade. This also indicates that he has missed out on a lot of basic knowledge of magic. This dealt him a great blow. Realizing that Moen had never attended class seriously, the students sitting in the back seat found his questions and reactions very funny. They lifted their hands and gently covered their mouths. unable to resist mocking Moen. Moen seemed to hear laughter coming from the back row of the classroom. He furrowed his brow slightly and turned his head to look behind him. The students who were mocking him just now abruptly averted their gazes and changed their expressions. Although they wanted to continue mocking him, they were also worried that Moen would cause them trouble. Fran awkwardly pushed her glasses and flipped her textbook to another page. If you have no other questions, let's continue with the class. At this moment, Moen suddenly spoke loudly to Fran. "Miss Fran." Fran was startled by Moen's voice. "Oh." Moen raised his hand again and made a suggestion to Fran. "Sorry, let me interrupt. Miss Fran, can I ask you privately to help me with tutoring? It's that kind of private teaching class. Can you set a tutoring price?"